They don't teach this in school, but your US passport doesn't have to be the only one in your pocket, especially if you're Black in America and thinking twice about putting all your freedom in one flag. With everything from racial profiling at home to global doors opening abroad, more Black Americans are quietly securing second passports and thriving because of it. In this video, top 10 countries that offer dual citizenship to Black Americans. Your second passport starts here. We're peeling back the curtain on a growing trend you won't hear about on the news. These aren't just escape routes, they're launchpads to global opportunities, legal security, and a level of freedom you didn't know you were missing. Forget the paperwork horror stories and gatekeeping bureaucracies. Some countries are practically handing out citizenship to people who check a few key boxes. And Black Americans? We bring culture, skill, resilience, and a US dollar. Trust me, some governments are paying attention. So if you've ever Googled dual citizenship after watching the news or best countries for Black expats after your last microaggression, yeah, this one's for you. Stay tuned to Virtual Travel by Brian and make sure you catch all 10 before your next passport photo. Number 10. Uruguay. The chill country that doesn't make you jump through flaming bureaucratic hoops. No alarm bells, no police sirens, no chaos, just calm. That's Uruguay in a nutshell. In a world that feels like it's on a permanent anxiety spiral, this little South American country is the human version of a deep exhale. While everyone's busy hyping up the tech race in Dubai or crypto havens in the Caribbean, Uruguay's been quietly out here building a real-life utopia. Stable government, free healthcare, top-notch beef, legal cannabis, and one of the lowest crime rates in the Americas. In fact, the 2023 Global Peace Index ranks it as one of the top 3 safest countries in Latin America, and it often punches above its weight on quality of life indexes. But you didn't come here for tourist tips. You came for options. And here's where Uruguay wins. Dual citizenship is 100% allowed, and there's no need to renounce your US passport. You don't have to find some long-lost ancestor or invest 6 figures in a mystery resort. Just live legally in Uruguay for a few years, and you're on track to becoming a citizen. No flaming hoops, no shady fees, and no nationalistic nonsense. Now let's talk culture. Uruguay isn't exactly covered in Afro pics and hip-hop ciphers, but don't sleep on it. The country has a deeply rooted Afro-Uruguayan population, especially in Montevideo, where candombe music, a legacy of African slavery, is not just alive, but celebrated. Black culture isn't a side dish here, it's been woven into the main course. And unlike some countries where being Black turns you into a novelty or a threat, Uruguayans are known for their progressive attitudes, high literacy, and general live and let live energy. You're not invisible, and you're not a target. That's a rare combo. So, let's be honest. Are you staying in a place where you're constantly fighting for visibility, rights, and peace of mind, when you could be living somewhere that hands you citizenship without treating you like a national security threat? Uruguay isn't flashy, but it doesn't have to be. For the Black American looking to relocate with intention, reclaim peace, and still hold on to your US passport, this calm little country might just be the smartest move you've never considered. Number 9. Colombia. Come for the beats, stay for the Black coastal vibes. Colombia might just be the most misunderstood country in Latin America. Yes, the Netflix documentaries gave it a messy PR run, but fast forward to today and this place is buzzing with reinvention. Vibrant cities, coastlines kissed by 2 oceans, and Black communities that didn't just survive, they flourished. Now let's talk logistics. Colombia welcomes dual citizenship without the drama. You can become a citizen in just 5 years of legal residency, or a cool 2 years if you're married to a Colombian. And listen, have you seen Colombian people? There's no need to cough up $1 million or trace your ancestry back to some Viking settlement. Just live, work, and build a life. And Colombia gives you the papers and a party. Here's where it gets real. Afro-Colombians make up around 10.5% of the population, and in places like Cali, Chocó, and Cartagena, you'll find deep-rooted Black heritage that's not hidden behind closed doors or heritage months. It's loud, it's proud, and it's baked into the soul of the culture. Music, food, politics, you name it. And let's not ignore the economics. The cost of living is so reasonable, you'll be double-checking your bank app just to make sure it's not lying. A beautiful apartment in Medellin, $500 a month. Fresh mangoes that actually taste like mangoes, 50 cents. A life where your dollar stretches and your soul exhales? Priceless. But what makes Colombia stand out isn't just affordability or black culture. It's that the country's making room, literally and legally, for outsiders who want in. Remote workers? Welcome. Entrepreneurs? Bring your hustle. Retirees on a budget? Pull up a chair. Still wondering if you'll fit in? In 2022, Colombia passed laws affirming anti-discrimination protections, and while things aren't perfect, newsflash, nowhere is, there's a growing national awareness around race, justice, and equity. And in many coastal regions, being black isn't different. It's the default. So, let's flip the question. Are you staying in a country where you fight for inclusion every day? Or are you ready to live in a place where your culture is already part of the rhythm? Colombia might not be the first name that comes to mind when you think citizenship, but maybe that's exactly why it deserves a closer look. This country isn't offering a fantasy, it's offering a future. Number 8. Mexico, where dual citizenship comes with salsa, sunsets, and surprisingly simple paperwork. Mexico isn't just that place you hit up for spring break or a quick Cancun escape when life gets loud. For many Black Americans, it's becoming something way more permanent. A legal plan B wrapped in warm tortillas and tropical breeze. And guess what? Mexico is not just welcoming, it's legally open for business. First off, dual citizenship is absolutely allowed. Mexico doesn't make you choose sides or cry over a renounced US passport. Keep both. Flex both. Use whichever passport gets you through customs faster. It's your call. To get there? Just live in Mexico legally for 5 years, or 2 if you marry a Mexican citizen. That's right, fall in love with the country, or a person, and you might just end up with a second nationality. But here's what makes Mexico stand out beyond the paperwork. This country has officially recognized its Afro-Mexican population. In 2020, Mexico even added Afro-Mexicano as an option on the national census, for the first time ever. That may sound late, but it's historic. It marked over 2.5 million Afro-descendant people finally getting visible on the national map. You'll find strong black communities in states like Oaxaca and Guerrero, where the culture is as rich as the mole sauce, and the beats are rooted in African heritage. It's not just about being tolerated, it's about being part of something that's always been here, but is finally being seen. Now let's get real about the money. A beachfront apartment in Puerto Escondido, around $600 a month. Groceries for the week, $25. A doctor's visit without the drama of insurance networks, $20, tops. Your dollar stretches in Mexico like it's been doing yoga since birth. Add that to the lower stress levels, outdoor lifestyle, and ridiculously good food, and it's no surprise people are cashing in on this move. Concerned about safety? Sure, some areas are a hard no, but others, like Mérida, San Miguel de Allende, or parts of Mexico City, have thriving expat communities, low crime rates, and Wi-Fi strong enough to run your online hustle without buffering your sanity. So ask yourself this. Are you living somewhere you can barely afford, where you're constantly side-eyed? Or could your peace be just one border away? Mexico isn't perfect, but it's practical, powerful, and perfectly positioned for Black Americans ready to expand their freedom, legally and joyfully. Number 7. Canada, where you can keep your chill and your citizenship. Look, when America sneezes, Canada doesn't just say bless you, it quietly rolls its eyes, offers universal health care, and keeps it moving like the emotionally stable neighbor it is. But beyond maple syrup Drake and polite customs officers, Canada is serving something a lot of Black Americans are starting to crave. Dual citizenship, stability, and space to breathe. Let's get right to the point. Canada allows dual citizenship. No strings, no shady side-eye, no please renounce your nationality nonsense. You can become a full-fledged citizen after just 3 years of physical presence within a 5-year window. That's right, no decade-long limbo or endless paperwork hamster wheels. Now, for those wondering, will I even feel welcome there? Canada isn't just diversity on a poster. It's a multicultural reality, especially in cities like Toronto and Halifax, where vibrant Black communities have been thriving for generations. In fact, over 1.5 million Black people live in Canada, and they're not just surviving, they're professors, politicians, business owners, creatives. It's not about fitting in, it's about showing up and being seen. Healthcare? Universal. Education? World class. Gun violence? Practically non-existent. Your child's school doesn't need a metal detector, just a warm coat. Let's talk money. Canada isn't dirt cheap, but it's not built to crush your soul financially either. You're not spending your whole paycheck just to survive. And if you qualify under Canada's skilled worker or entrepreneur programs, immigration becomes less of a gamble and more of a green light. But we have to be honest here. Yes, it gets cold. Like, why is my nose frozen shut? Cold. But let's be real. Would you rather brave snow in a society that respects your rights, or sweat through another summer of American unrest? And let's not gloss over the fact that Canada is actively looking for new residents. Over 400,000 immigrants are welcomed every year, and the government openly encourages skilled workers, entrepreneurs, and yes, expats from the US to make the leap. You're not just tolerated, you're invited. So here's the real deal. When's the last time your country actively wanted you, valued your education, welcomed your kids, and let you keep your US passport while doing it? Canada might not scream adventure like a tropical island, but if you're a Black American looking for security, inclusion, and a future you don't have to fight for every day, this is more than a passport move. It's an upgrade. Number 6. Ireland, where one Irish granny could get you a whole second passport. Some folks inherit heirlooms, others get a house or a rusty old Buick. But if you happen to have an Irish grandparent, congratulations, you might be sitting on one of the easiest dual citizenship deals in the Western world. No lottery, no 5-year waiting game, no prove your love for our country quiz. Just family ties and paperwork. Ireland allows dual citizenship without hesitation, and the process is shockingly straightforward if you qualify. If your grandparent was born in Ireland, you can register in the Foreign Births Register, pay a fee, and boom, you've got a whole second passport. No need to move, marry, or memorize the lyrics to Danny Boy. And yes, Black Americans with Irish ancestry exist. There were Irish immigrants in the South. There were interracial families. History is messy, but also full of hidden gems. Now, for those who don't have Irish roots, don't stress. Ireland still offers a path to citizenship through 5 years of legal residency, and it's one of the more generous timelines in Europe. You won't need to learn Gaelic or pretend to love hurling, Google it, but you will need to integrate, work or study, and live a low-drama life. And trust, this place is worth the effort. Ireland has gone from economic underdog to one of the fastest-growing, most educated countries in the EU. Its economy is strong, tech is booming, and yes, it's English-speaking. No language apps needed unless you're really committed to mastering that thick Dublin accent. But let's talk vibes. Ireland is known for its friendly locals, storytelling culture, and social safety nets that make life feel a little less like a daily struggle. Racism? It exists, like everywhere. But Ireland ranks significantly lower on racial discrimination surveys compared to its European neighbors. Plus, a growing number of Black immigrants and second-generation Afro-Irish are making space, building businesses, and creating visibility where there once was none. Healthcare? Publicly funded. Education? Free or affordable. And the passport? One of the strongest in the world, giving you visa-free access to over 180 countries, including your entire EU backyard. So here's the million-dollar question. Are you ignoring an ancestral loophole that could literally open Europe to you on a silver platter? Ireland might not have beaches or palm trees, but it does have opportunity, dignity, and one of the smoothest paths to dual citizenship you'll find anywhere in the non-African world. We're halfway through the countdown. If you are enjoying the video so far, hit the like button, subscribe to Virtual Travel by Brian, and ring the notification bell for more informative content. Let's get back into it. Number 5. Panama, where citizenship comes with Caribbean vibes and a US convenience plug. Some countries make you beg for a visa and pray for approval. Panama, on the other hand, pretty much looks at Black Americans and says, "You good, come on in." With one of the easiest residency to citizenship setups in the Americas, this place is quietly becoming a top destination for those who want dual citizenship without selling a kidney or faking a marriage. Let's start with the basics. Panama allows dual citizenship, and if you're from one of the countries on their friendly nations list, which includes the US, you're golden. The Friendly Nations visa gives you residency, and after just 5 years, you're eligible to apply for citizenship. No ancestry required, no pyramid schemes, no games. Now the culture? This is where Panama shines. It has a significant Afro-Caribbean population, especially along the Atlantic coast and in Panama City. The Afro-Panamanian influence isn't tucked away or hidden behind some tourist brochure. It's in the music, reggae en español, the food, plantains for days, and the politics. Black leaders and civil rights voices have always had a presence here. Unlike some countries where you'll be the first black person they've ever seen in real life, Panama has black communities that have been here for centuries. You don't have to explain your existence, you just exist. And that alone is worth something. Now let's talk money, because Panama isn't trying to bankrupt you. The cost of living is lower than the US, especially if you venture outside the expat-heavy zones like Boquete or Casco Viejo. A one-bedroom apartment in a decent neighborhood? Around $600 to $800. Healthcare? High quality and affordable. You can literally walk into a private clinic and see a specialist for less than the price of a tank of gas back home. And guess what? The US dollar is legal tender here. No confusing exchange rates, no wild currency swings, just swipe and go. Panama is also a prime spot for remote workers and retirees. They've built infrastructure with US expats in mind. Fast internet, direct flights to major American cities, and communities that speak English and respect your space. So here's the real talk. Why settle for a system that breaks you down when there's one offering legal status, cultural recognition, and zero pressure to assimilate into something you're not? Panama doesn't just offer dual citizenship, it offers dual peace, legal peace, and peace of mind. And for Black Americans, that's a passport perk that actually pays off. Number 4, Dominican Republic. Fast-track citizenship with soul, sun, and side eyes you can handle. There are countries where the citizenship process moves at the pace of a sloth on sedatives. And then there's the Dominican Republic, where you can legally become a citizen faster than it takes to finish paying off a student loan minimum. We're talking just 2 years of legal residency, or even faster if you marry a local or make an investment. Yup. This island doesn't believe in dragging its feet when you're ready to commit. And guess what? Dual citizenship is fully allowed, so you don't have to turn in your US passport like it's a gym membership you're ashamed of. You get to keep both. That means more freedom, more options, and way fewer headaches when the world decides to go chaotic again. Now let's be clear. The Dominican Republic is more than just Punta Cana resorts and merengue soundtracks. This place is dripping in Afro-Caribbean culture, and it shows up unapologetically in the food, music, and people. From the rhythms of bachata to that extra flavor in the street food, you know when the ancestors are seasoning the pot. But here's where it gets interesting. While Black Americans can feel a strong cultural connection, colorism and classism are still alive and well. Lighter skin and straighter hair still get social perks, and being visibly black might come with the occasional side-eye or ignorant comment. It's not the Klan, but it's also not Wakanda. Still, for many black expats, the Dominican Republic offers something rare. A majority black country outside of Africa that doesn't treat you like a foreigner if you blend into the crowd. And with a growing community of African Americans, Afro-Caribbean returnees, and Black Latinx locals, it's possible to find your crew and live well. Speaking of living well, this country is ridiculously affordable. You can rent a furnished apartment for $400, grab a plate of rice, beans, and fried plantains for $3, and get fresh mangoes like it's a daily birthright. Healthcare? Cheap. Beaches? Free. Sunshine? Unbothered. So let me ask you, is your American dream still worth chasing when another country is literally handing you legal status, cultural overlap, and a 2-year path to freedom? The Dominican Republic isn't perfect, but if you're willing to navigate the cultural terrain and embrace the rhythm, it offers one of the fastest and most affordable citizenship paths in the hemisphere. No ancestry test or legal gymnastics required. Number 3. Spain via Latin America, the legal loophole you didn't know you could use. Some citizenship routes feel like you're stuck in a never-ending DMV line that spans across time zones. But Spain? Spain pulled an Uno reverse card for some people. And here's the wild part. If you're a Black American willing to play the long game via Latin America, you could tap into Spanish citizenship in just 2 years. That's not a typo. 2 years. Here's how the hack works. Spain has a list of favored nations, former colonies like the Dominican Republic, Colombia, Mexico, and others, whose citizens can naturalize in Spain after just 2 years of legal residence, instead of the usual 10. So you become a citizen of one of those countries first, then move to Spain, and use that passport as your golden ticket. It's a passport piggyback move. Bold, strategic, and completely legal. And yes, Spain allows dual citizenship with those select countries. So if you play this smart, you could end up holding not 1, not 2, but 3 passports, and the American one is still intact. Ever dreamt of bouncing between continents like you're in a travel montage? This is how you do it. Now, let's talk about Spain itself. This isn't just siestas and sangria. We're talking world-class public health care, free or low-cost university options, and cities like Madrid and Barcelona that offer an intoxicating blend of art, architecture, and Afrobeat clubs tucked into alleyways that look like history textbooks. Is Spain perfect for Black folks? Let's not romanticize it. Racism and xenophobia exist, especially toward African migrants and darker-skinned expats. But Black Americans often report being treated more like curious visitors than targets, especially when they bring that US passport confidence, fluent English, and tourist dollars. It's a weird dynamic, but for many, it's easier to breathe here than back home. And the passport perks? They're elite. Spain's passport ranks in the top 5 globally. Visa-free access to over 190 countries, including basically the whole EU. So once you've unlocked it, the world opens up in a way that no TSA pre-check can touch. So here's your citizenship challenge. Are you willing to go a little sideways, take a legal detour through Latin America, and unlock one of the strongest passports on Earth, all while keeping your original nationality? Spain isn't always front and center on Black expat lists, but with the right setup, it's not just a destination, it's a geopolitical power move in your pocket. Number 2, Brazil, where being Black isn't different. It's the default. Step off the plane in Salvador, Bahia, and you'll feel it instantly. Brazil isn't trying to hide its Blackness. It wears it like a crown. From the music to the food to the way people walk with pride in their melanin, this country doesn't just accept African roots, it celebrates them out loud. For Black Americans tired of being the only one or a walking teachable moment, Brazil might feel like a full-body exhale. And let's get one thing out of the way. Dual citizenship? Absolutely allowed. Brazil doesn't make you pick between your US passport and theirs. You can keep both and move through the world with a passport that opens 171 countries, visa-free, and comes with serious global respect. Now here's where it gets juicy. You can become a Brazilian citizen in as little as 4 years of legal residency, or even sooner if you have a Brazilian spouse or child. No ancestry tracing, no real estate hustle, no need to perform some bizarre bureaucratic ritual involving bank statements and prayers. But beyond the paperwork, Brazil offers something that most countries can't: cultural belonging. Around 56% of Brazil's population identifies as Black or mixed race. That's more than 110 million people. That means you're not just visibly Black. You're part of the majority. There are Afro-Brazilian religions, music styles like samba and axé, Black TV anchors, Black academics, Black beauty influencers, and Black politicians. It's not perfect. Systemic racism exists here too, and Brazil has its own deep issues with colorism and classism. But you are not alone. Not by a long shot. Economically, Brazil's cost of living is incredibly attractive. A high-rise apartment in a coastal city, way cheaper than your rent in Brooklyn. A full plate of feijoada and rice, maybe $5. Healthcare, public options exist, and private care is surprisingly affordable. And don't sleep on the spiritual energy either. Brazil is rich with traditions that trace back to West Africa: candomblé, capoeira, Afro-Brazilian folklore, all of which make Black culture feel ancient, proud, and very much alive. So ask yourself, why keep fighting to belong in a country that's allergic to your greatness, when there's a nation that's literally built on your cultural DNA? Brazil doesn't just hand you a second passport, it hands you a second home. One with rhythm, resistance, and real Black power. Number 1. Portugal. where Europe feels less like a fortress and more like an invitation. You know how most European countries treat citizenship like a private club with a bouncer named bureaucracy guarding the door? Portugal must have missed that memo, because this country is over here being the friendliest, least complicated, and most culturally open gateway to dual citizenship Black Americans could ever hope for. Let's start with the part your current passport probably dreads hearing. Portugal allows dual citizenship. No drama, no ultimatums. Keep your US passport, add theirs. Live your best bilingual life. You're welcome. Now here's where things get almost suspiciously smooth. All it takes is 5 years of legal residency. Not 10, not 15, not forever if we feel like it. Just 5 solid years, and you're eligible for full Portuguese citizenship. No ancestry required, no lottery, no wizard-level language test. Just a clean record, steady residence, and basic integration. So why Portugal? Well, for starters, it's quietly becoming a Black expat hotspot, especially in Lisbon and Porto. There are growing communities of African Americans, Afro-Europeans, Brazilians, and Cape Verdeans who've carved out vibrant cultural pockets where you won't be the diversity hire in the neighborhood. You'll blend in without disappearing. And this country's history? Messy, colonizer past? Yes. But its present? Portugal has been making moves. Anti-discrimination laws are strong, policing is less aggressive, and according to the 2023 Global Peace Index, Portugal ranks as the 7th safest country in the world. You can walk the streets at night and not feel like you're in a war zone or on the set of a cautionary Netflix documentary. Now let's get practical. Cost of living? Way cheaper than most of Western Europe. A stylish apartment in Lisbon? Half the cost of one in London. Healthcare? Universal. Education? Solid. Food? Fresh, flavorful, and wildly affordable. And the vibe? Think old-world charm meets chill seaside living, sprinkled with art, music, and pastéis de nata. Plus, once you have that Portuguese passport, you unlock all of Europe. That's 26 Schengen countries where you can live, work, and travel freely. Imagine moving from Portugal to Spain, Italy, or Germany without a visa in sight. It's not just a passport, it's a key to the continent. So here's the closer. Why keep grinding for a country that tells you you're lucky to be here when another is saying, come in, stay, thrive? Portugal doesn't just offer dual citizenship, it offers dignity, access, and a peaceful plot twist to the American story. And if you've ever dreamed of reclaiming your time and your freedom, this is it. So, there you have it. 10 countries that aren't just letting Black Americans in, they're offering a legal way to stay, thrive, and hold dual citizenship without dropping your US identity like a hot plate. From the rhythms of Brazil, to the calm of Uruguay, the shortcuts of Spain, to the wide-open doors of Portugal, these countries are showing that the American dream doesn't have to come with American stress. Now the question is, are you ready to expand your freedom beyond borders? Whether you're looking for better healthcare, more peace of mind, or a place where your Blackness isn't just tolerated, but embraced, your second passport might just be the smartest move you'll ever make. Don't just dream about global opportunities, start planning for them. Hit that like button if one of these countries surprised you. Drop a comment and let me know. Which of these countries would you claim a second passport in? And if you're ready for more smart moves, travel intel, and Black expat gems, subscribe to Virtual Travel by Brian and join a growing community that's dreaming big and living free.